Welcome Gemini, Dadhichi here again with September 2017. This is your horoscope, which I presumed you figured out. You know, we've just had that huge eclipse here in your third house, which we discussed last month as being all to do with your communication. But the pertinent aspect that I see here on the 5th is this retrograde Mercury, your ruler, in this third house, moving into its stationary direct position, which empowers you considerably. A lot of energy in this area, again, continues with Venus also here, along with the North Node and Mars, indicating a penchant for travel, communication, contractual arrangements, which you've got to be careful of leading up to this stationary direct movement. Now, a lot of astrologers say as soon as the planet goes direct, you're home and hosed. I don't agree with that. You really need to wait until the planet goes direct and then returns back to the degree at which it went retrograde. So, you know, even if it's going direct again on the 5th and 6th, you probably need to wait another week or so till it picks up enough steam, and then you're in a better position to experience the benefits of that. You'll see that it moves out of here on the 10th of September. And up here in the 8th house, you've got Moon chasing Pluto here, very intense for your shared resources, which is banking and finance, that sort of stuff there. That's around the 2nd and the 3rd. Just waiting here for this one to go direct. You can see all the beautiful configurations taking place between all these different aspects here. Look at these ones here. Moon moves to the 9th house on the 3rd. That's going to really activate your desire for travel, because the 9th and 3rd houses are very much to do with travel. This 9th house has to do more with long distance journeys. And a little bit of tension is going to build up. There's a couple of points here when the Moon is opposite all of these planets here, which it will be 3rd, 4th, 5th, and then up to the 6th and 7th, you're going to see, and I'll get into that, you're going to see, well, leading up to that, you've got this tension associated with journeys, travels, for some of you legal matters. As it crosses this south node point, if some of you are having legal battles or bureaucratic issues, this is when a lot of dirt may come up from the past here, around the 4th, as you can see here. Then I mentioned to you that, look at this intensity here building up here with Mars, very argumentative, very impulsive, a very responsive and sensitive combination. It moves here on to the 10th house on the 5th. This is your work. It's showing the confusion that may be surrounding that, and it moves into this full moon stage around that time, Gemini. Can you see that? 6th, right here, this powerful conjunction in your 10th house. So dealing with employers, work issues will be a problem at that time. You need to really have all your ducks in a row before you go shooting at them. And you notice also that Neptune is retrograde at the same time. We see this planet, I'm sort of focusing more on your ruling planet here. Here it is stationary, as you can see, the 6th, which we mentioned earlier. The issue you're going to have is when it crosses over Mars here on the 17th. Here you see Mars having moved as well. Let's have a look at that on the 5th. So there's some big transits happening here with the Sun in your 4th house, Mars here in your 4th house. This has to do with family affairs. Again, the problem, you've got this Sun opposite Neptune in the domestic sphere, to do with your relatives and your family. Your immediate domestic circumstances will be subjected to this Mars and Sun hot, fiery influences. The Mars is not particularly a friendly planet, and it relates to your 11th house of friendships. Let me just go back there a little bit. We saw this full moon taking place up here. So that also has to do with your work. There could be some tension between your work and also your your personal interests at that point in time. I'm going to speed this up a little bit so that we can get through this, because I've got a lot of other horoscopes to do as well. Let's take a look here as it moves here into your 12th house around the 10th, in some hard aspects here to Venus and to the North Node. This shows a little bit of downtime is necessary at that point in time. Moving into the ascendant there on the 12th is much nicer for you. And then we see the conjunction of Mercury. This is where it starts to pick up. That conjunction to Mars, as I said, on the 17th is a bit of a problem. You watch it move in here. 3, 4, 5. There it is there. It's powerful conjunction, 16th and 17th. That's notorious for disputes and having problems with the people in your personal situation. And that could also be exacerbated when the moon comes back around here and makes contact with Mars just around there, which is the 19th, 20th, and again you've got that new moon around the 21st. Now that's going to take place in the 4th house as well. So I think the big thing for you this month, Gemini, has to do with your family affairs, getting all of that stuff in order. And that also has a lot to do with your own peace of mind. The 4th house, this area, shows that you're probably doing too much. You're probably splitting your energies in a lot of different directions. It's important for you to just settle yourself and really find what it is you want to do. Creative and competitive aspects happen after the 21st, as you can see here from the moon transiting into a really nice conjunction there with Jupiter. That's favourable for any sort of gambling or any sort of relationships that you're looking to develop. A bit of a downtime here. 6th house is not good for your health, but here on the 25th, excellent for getting into more serious modality with your relationships, especially there with the karmic Saturn planet. And it ends up again in the same position it was when the month commenced, with that conjunction of Pluto in your 8th house, having to do with your banking and shared resources. 9th house, again, long distance journeys. So good luck this month. Don't forget to take a further, more detailed look at astrology.com.au, where you can find out precisely day by day, month by month, and over the year how this all fits contextually. Look forward to your company again next month. Take care.